But now you're all alone. So it's the month of love, and I hope that you get to, make the most of it with your significant other. For those of you who have, and for those of you who are single, not to worry. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. My name is Denise Dennis Swallow on the MIC. Oh, sorry, D to the E to the NISE, Denise Dennis Swallow, one and only of Nigeria Info FM, Port Harcourt. How's your mind? How's your body? And how is your soul? What are we discussing today? Something centered around children. I kind of find to, involve them in some of our conversations on the sunny side. And today will not be any different. We'll talk about age-appropriate chores. And then, of course, that takes us to 1. Then we'll go on the news for trending stories. We'll be back for a chat that will run up until 2 o'clock. And then final hour, mind, body, and soul. All right. So mind, body, and soul, we'll be talking about reliance on herbal medicine. The other day, I saw something in my compound. And while we're trying to interlock the compound, we were uprooting as many things that were planted, and my neighbor sort of preserved this particular plant and said he was going to replant it, and they call it hospital too far. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? So that's what it's called, hospital too far. It means that leaf, if something is doing you, before you go to the hospital, it will be too far. Just squeeze it and take that one first of all to hold yourself. And then, of course, the popular bitter leaves that they say when you wash it, you drink the water, it kills and fights malaria. All about pumpkin leaves, ugu leaves, that is supposed to give blood to the body. Now, the conversation may touch on agbo, but agbo is to the other side of the divide. All right. These ones are common. These ones you do not necessarily need to buy something mixed. These are the ones that, we have planted around us. We can always go and uproot and cook. And these are the ones that for a very long time we had been using before we had modern medicine. All right. But it happens that up to 4 billion people, representing 80% of the world's population, living in the developing world rely on herbal medicinal products as a primary source of healthcare, and traditional medical practice, which involves the use of herbs, is viewed as an integral part of the culture in those areas. Now, my questions to you on Mind, Body, and Soul would be, do you use herbal medicine? Whether it's pumpkin leaves, hospital too far, bitter leaves, or maybe you buy the ones that they sell and they have mixed. What are the popular ones you use? I would really like to know. The cost of medical treatment these days is quite high. Cost of drugs, cost of the things that will be used to treat you and all. And it's definitely going to reflect on the hospital bills that you pay. Is herbal medicine going to be an alternative for people that cannot afford modern medicine? Think about it. Now, the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour, since we're heading, we're counting down to St. Valentine's Day, I want to look at winning skills in 2024. On Monday, I had to pack my vehicle and use a shuttle bus to get to Rumokoro to pick up my blender and back. Now, on my way back, I had experienced something that I had missed in a very long time. Now, this is the flex here. When you enter a public vehicle, there's so many experiences that you can pick from every trip. I have missed those experiences. And I was so glad to have experienced what the wooing or toasting skills of 2024 would look like. There was a man, a boy and a girl, or a man and a woman sitting at the back seat, the very last row. And they were talking and all that. In my mind, I was just chuckling. I'm like, nah, them. He wants to use what are your goals and what are your these to, get this girl's interest. And before you know it, let's just be more than friends. And before you know it, whatever that leads to. So weighing skills in 2024 would have a chit chat about that. And then, of course, that will be that about that on the sunny side today. So without further ado, 8 appropriate chores. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH, and Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. The WhatsApp and Telegram number 0809 0306416. You can also call 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Smart number 070-0923-0923.
It's all talk and more talk.
You see, chores, there are many benefits to having children help around the home. Giving children chores can make them feel important, teach essential life skills, and help ease the workload for parents. Studies have found that providing children with tasks to complete early will help create a solid work ethic while developing responsibility, self-reliance, and other vital life skills. Some of you may not know, but it turns out that children are capable of handling much more than some people may first believe. Even toddlers can help with the smallest and simplest chores, and by the time they are teenagers, they can manage most of what their parents can. And they say that the key to all of this is to start your kids off with small household tasks at a young age and slowly teach them more complicated chores over time. Setting expectations as soon as it's developmentally appropriate can help ease any arguing later on as they become older and begin to test boundaries. In fact, I know some parents who assign chores to their children and they make them seem like they are earning. So go and do this and go and do that, and when they are done, they pay them. So it may be 500 naira. And for that reason, the children look forward to doing those chores because for them it's work and they get paid. They are earning for doing chores. Now, some parents do not believe that that is what is appropriate because how am I going to pay my child to do what they're supposed to be doing? Am I not feeding the child? Am I not clothing the child? Am I not paying the child's school fees? Am I not buying toys for the child and making life easy for the child? Then I have to be paying my child to wash clothes, his own clothes, so to sweep the house that he lives in, to do the dishes that we used to eat. African parents. Some of us learned to do things around the house pretty early. Very, very early. They started saddling us with some responsibilities. In fact, in some homes, there was a roster that was drawn up. Today, Chinenye, we wash plates. So every plate, from what we had when we had breakfast, to when we had lunch, to when we had dinner, Chinenye will be the one to wash it. No matter that it is 100 plates or just one plate. On Tuesday, Chuka, we wash plates. On Wednesday, Chimamanda will go and fetch water. On Thursday, Chukudi is his turn to go to the market. On Friday, what other name starts with a C? Chitru will be the one to wash clothes. On Saturday, who again? Oh yeah, back to the very first person. Is it Chinenye? Chinenye will do this and do that. And on Sunday, everybody is going to rest. So when you look at the roster, you know the chores that have been assigned to you, and you do not argue. Yes, sometimes I know some children beg their other sibling to help do their chores, and they're supposed to reward the sibling for doing the chores with a piece of meat. So the meat that is on their plate or fish, they will give it to that one that helped them to wash their own plates during their turn. So some kids would naturally agree because of extra meat and extra fish. Now, in some homes, the girl child, especially the girl child, is asked to do everything around the house. And this is so that she doesn't become lazy in her husband's house. Oh, you don't even know how to sweep. Is that how you want to go to your husband's house? She. See, you cannot even cook noodles. Is this how you'll be cooking for your husband? She. And while they are doing that, the boy child is sitting down and is treated like king. But when you give chores to these children, have you ever asked yourself if these chores were appropriate for their age at the time? I did chores growing up. Some of you listening did chores growing up. Not every home had privileged, not every home was privileged to have domestic helps. And even in some homes that had domestic helps, the parents would see to it that their children would join the domestic help in doing chores. Something rekindled this conversation. On my way to Okoro on Monday, I had found children gathered around a particular pump, waiting in line to fetch water. And I saw children from all ages, from the teenager to the toddler. I saw a child carrying this a plastic bottle that we use for bottled water, waiting in turn to fetch. I said, how many times will this child fill this bottle and take it to the house for one bucket to be filled up? But I also identified another problem. They may have a lack of water wahala. But you saw that children were the ones fetching water. Now, did I find it okay that a child who is supposed to be home, probably doing homework and resting after, school, is at that tap trying to get water? Now, some of you say they don't fetch the water. Is it the adults that will come and fetch the water they will use? But then again, we're talking about age appropriateness. So you tell me, at what age should children be assigned chores at home? At what age? At what age does a child get to and you say, you, oh yeah, go and do this one. You, oh yeah, do that one. 2, what chores are appropriate for certain ages? Let's talk. 070 0923 0923 070 0923 0923. We also have 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Remember to turn down the volume of your radio set as you call. Be audible so we can hear you. Of course, screener is always on standby to take your call. So when you do call, the first voice you will hear will not be my voice but that of the call screener. If you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, how about you send us a WhatsApp or a Telegram message? The WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 030 6416. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH, and Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Someone says, Denise, yourself, every time Amaka, Chinenye, Emeka, what happened to Belema, Chanye, Priye, Boma, etc.? How about, okay, sorry, I will not do it again. I will not. In short, I will start using your John names moving forward. So yes, Belema, Chanye, Priye, Boma, do you have a roster in your house for your children? Or you feel like their focus should be school? Do you give the same chores you give to the female child as the male child? And when you eventually have children, for those of you who do not have any yet, at what age would you start assigning chores to them? Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon. I'm Sandra.
Sandra, I need you to be audible. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I don't really think there is a particular... Okay. Sorry. I think there is a particular age for chores to be assigned to children. For instance, I have a 3-year-old at home.
Okay.
And anytime he finishes eating, I notice that he gets broom and pattern to sweep that particular 48.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. And he feels very well. To my surprise, he feels very well at his age, at 3 years. But the problem I have is assigning a child of that age to go and fetch water when there are adults at home. That one doesn't sit well with me. But doing house chores within the house, for me, it's okay.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Yes. If it's within the house, there is no problem because you're grooming that child. But now sending the child outside to fetch water at maybe age 2 or 3 when there are adults at home, that's not okay at all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And by the way, what I witnessed at Rumokoro is not the first time I'm witnessing it. As a matter of fact, I grew up in town, and there was a time when we had water problem. And if you know Bernard Carr Street very well, you'll notice that the water board, the entrance to the water board was on Bernard Carr Street. And times when we didn't have water, when I mean we didn't have water was not flowing to our different compounds, hence water was not flowing to our individual flats. We had to take buckets and go into the water board to go and fetch water. And we would usually meet a crowd because it's a general water problem. And I would see very little children waiting to also fetch water with their small rubber. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm good luck from Andrew.
Good luck, you're welcome.
Yeah. Let go the shoot that time. The manual house goes to the children. But there's one method that does not go down well with me. Giving my first bucket to a child of 8 years to go to the well and draw water from the well. I told him that this is what you give to this child. He told me she's a girl, it's too much for her washing. Mistakenly, suddenly she fell into the well. And there's nobody around to witness that because I had such an incident like two children moving to the well, a boy and a girl. The boy was the one drawing the water, the boy fell into the well. And the girl came back home refusing to tell anybody that she was afraid. The boy went into the well and the boy got traumatized. The next day, after session, several ladies from people's side, we saw them going to the well. We went to check if I saw this boy inside the well. So I was trying to tell them, but even after 30 today, she's still continuing with that kind of problem. I guess that is too much for the girl now. You know, please, that we need to assign to these children. It doesn't mean we should try to practice learning. I think session of what I said, it's just a minor container. Like smaller content, but talking about cyclone bucket, like the last thing that as the of this girl. Though she had an elderly brother who is about 12 years, but sometimes I'll see these girls and walk out that bucket to the best to draw water. That is too much. So some mother should be careful the kind of food they find. So the people are really helping. They are really about talking them with heavy works, please. And when the case is up to that 40 years, that one at least is somehow okay. But from 8 years, it's too much now. So please, they should know the type of activities like sweeping, washing of plates, and bring documents, okay, wash your pants, all those type of minor I think those ones are good. They learn from those ones. Not being especially for 4 times, it's difficult to be done in the house, as far as I'm concerned. Not on those processes. No more are too much. They should not be level of the level and the kind of that they should give to the ship.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nigerian Phil, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Hello, I'm not calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome.
I'm so from Port Harcourt.
Welcome.
Yeah. I should go on.
Yes, please. Go on.
Okay, so what I want to say, most of those children, nobody sent them because when they saw the ones a little bit higher than them, all they have to do is to cry or to try and follow those people to do what they are doing. So on the process, the mother and the boy or whoever that is around them can give them a little rubber to go with them. You know that somebody sent them to do that. They to send the little children in the house, maybe teaching them when they come up. But that particular one, I don't think that somebody said maybe he wants to follow and they now give him a little rubber. That's just it. That is my take. Thank you.
All right then. Some of them, nobody sent them. They just want to follow. Nigerian Phil, good afternoon to you and welcome. Hello? Oh dear, so sorry about that. Let me read some of your messages on Facebook. Jones P says 6 years should be able to sweep a room. 8/9 years should be able to wash plates, shoes, socks, undies, fetch water with 10 liters. 10 years and above should be able to boil rice and make eba, and so on. Benjamin Wabaka on Facebook says there's no specific age as soon as they understand things to avoid them feeling that others should serve when they grow up. Nigerian Phil, good afternoon to you and welcome. So sorry about that. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. We're still asking at what age should children be assigned chores? And what would you classify as age-appropriate chores? Like from what age to what age should do this chore, and from what age to another age should do another type of chore? We're talking age-appropriate chores for our children. Nigerian, for good afternoon to you and welcome. Go ahead.
My name is Mr. Zion from Port Harcourt. Good afternoon to you.
Mr. Zion, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Age-appropriate, underline that word, is from 10 years. From age 10, you can assign, go watch the plate, go sweep the house, take this to my Ngishi. Sorry, to my Dennis places I've accused you are using only Ngishi and the rest. Let's start using your own kind of names. You know, so that is the right age 10. I want you to draw a periscope backward. Those kids that were forced into doing or carrying out certain chores at home, they're not the notebook.
Are you serious?
They're not the notebook.
Are you being serious, really?
I am telling you.
What's your definition of not knowing book?
They need to pass mathematics, English.
Wait. Are you saying kids that were forced? What's your definition of forced?
Kids that were forced to do chores when they're not of age.
Of age is 10 years of age, Abi?
From age 10, you can assign them the chores to do.
Wow.
If they are not of that age, they don't do anything. Whatever they want to do, let it be out of their own volition. Now you asking them to stop.
Really?
But if you force them to do it, you are killing that child mentally, psychologically, and otherwise, even spiritually. age 9 have a significance. Before the child gets to that age 9, there are certain things you will see in the life of the child. Selflessness, compassion. Even if you want to use chicken to cook stew for them, you want to slaughter the chicken, the child will beg you, Mommy, don't kill this chicken. Mommy, don't do this. That is compassion. At this period, you don't force them into negative activities. Allow them to outgrow that level. Allow them to attain that spiritual level, to understand that this is a work we have to do. This is the thing that is needed. If this house is dirty, Mommy won't be happy. If the shoes are outside, Daddy will shout. You see, this age that we force them has destroyed a lot of kids. Before age 9, you have to show them love. You have to show them compassion.
So while you are showing them love and compassion, they should just be sitting down, eating, reading books,
reading books, even disturbing you, climbing you, making you to talk, making you to shout.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, Mr. Zion, but that's not the type of training my generation received. And I can tell you for free that we know book.
We know, dear, can you say that now?
Excuse me. Sorry to say, I grew up with my father. And I started doing certain things at home at a very early age. It was part of the training that I would say helped me to a large extent. I would go and fetch water. I started cooking at a very young age at the same time. I would go to railway markets. You know railway markets in town?
Of course.
I will go to railway markets. My father there will give me 50 naira and give me a market list. I will go to railway market. We knew our gari customer. I will go and buy half rubber of gari, red gari. I will buy periwinkle. I will buy ugu. I will buy okra. I will buy pepper. I will still buy kerosene inside that money and come back and I will cook.
If necessary. Is it not so?
Sorry?
I say you can even come home and cook.
Yes. And I was still reading my books and I still submit book.
And you still pass your exam.
And I still passed my exam. And I could say the same for some of my classmates who were also doing the same.
P-square.
Yes.
I also went through that kind of training.
Okay.
But that time is different from this time.
Oh, really?
You see, this time, we are talking about jet age, where children think in 10 seconds, they give you the answer. In 2 seconds, they know what you want to tell them.
Wow.
That is why if you are not smart enough, you cannot advise children of this age. If you are not computer smart, they think even more than the computer. And this is the problem we have with the parents. My mama trained me like that, so I will train my children like that. Or I will get problem. So you see this age I gave you between 0 and 9. Allow them to express themselves spiritually. Look, this age now,
okay.
A lot of parents are missing it all. Because we are using the way our parents train us to come and train this one. You must adopt a new method that is globally accepted, spiritually accepted, and educationally inclined for your children to excel. From age 10, start giving them assignments. But from 0 to 9, allow them to express their innate abilities.
Okay. Someone is asking, Denise, if you bought all that with 50 naira, how old are you? What year did 50 naira afford all what you've mentioned? You are old, though. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome to the sunny side. I mean, I started attending school when we still had coins and you could buy a lot with 50 kobo. So what was 50 naira that you could not buy a lot of things with? Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Oh dear, that phone line, wahala. Okay, back to your Facebook messages. William Mijele says the ages of children is a very important factor when choosing the chores to assign to children. Some children are seen in construction sites and block molding industries. These children may be aged 10 to 16, which is quite inappropriate for those children. Some parents are the cause of the difficulties children are passing through. Parents may have suffered a lot in the past, and as a result of the suffering they have encountered in the past when they were children, and their children, something like, you never see suffering. If you know the kind of suffering where I passed through when I day small. Parents should know the kind of chores to assign to children and not pass down the suffering from generation to generation. It's mathematics say 7 to 8 years. Now, don't get me wrong. There's difference between passing suffering and assigning a chore to a child. As adults, we do chores. As a matter of fact, Saturday is around the corner. On Saturday, we'll clearly spell out, okay, we'll mop the floors, we'll do this and we'll do that. And sometimes we'll say, you sweep. I have a neighbor. Her child, the eldest, the first child, is about 12 years or thereabout. And when they had come back from the Christmas holiday, they tried to get this cleaning services, home cleaning services, to come and clean the entire house. It's a duplex, by the way. To clean the entire house. And the person was charging them whether it is something or...
Homelight Properties Limited. Homelight Properties Limited.
Quite unexpected. So as I was saying, when they couldn't find someone to clean the house, the mom and the daughter joined hands together and cleaned the house. The boys were playing all around and jumping all around, but they were cleaning the house. And I see how she assigns her to do certain things. Check what is on fire. Wash this one. Do like this. Sweep this frontage. Was it suffering? Is it suffering? Are you trying to say that those of us that were doing some of these things were suffering at the time? Good afternoon, Didi. This is totally a type of informal education. So age and other curricular features will not be properly considered, but only based on the capacity of the child to take up the task, and also the learning objectives attached to those exercise may not even be known to both the parents and the child. But something important is taking place. I'm telling you from experience. Thank you. This one is from Michael. This one says, there's no specific age and children should do chores to give them life skills, not as a way to terrorize or shame them about what will happen in the house of a husband they haven't met, my dear. Also, the child's size should be taken into account. There's no good reason for a tiny 6-year-old child to be struggling with a broom that's taller or heavier than him or her, or for a small child to be standing on a stool to reach the burner of a gas cooker because an adult that's supposed to be responsible and sensible assigned a child to cook rice, stew, or soup. Anonymous, send that in. Hi Didi, good afternoon. My partner says from 0 months that as long as that child can stress him, he too can ask the child to do anything. Or once the child starts talking, are you from how do you people are asking for the impossible? You're asking for impossibility. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Work is good. Go ahead.
Yes, the problem is that I will just talk small talk. All this problem we are facing with our government.
As we talk, say small children they are going to fish water. If you say they get right, all this thing will not happen.
Okay.
You see some places some will feel it 1 month, 2 months, no light with the place. Why small children will go fish? The father will tell and since she is buying the water, he will come with the extent that she will not feel back. So all these things our government is our problem. Our government be our problem. Like me now, I stay for Africa. For urban junction, almost 2 months now, no light there. Some I just get issues, but they just forget about it. Yeah, I don't know whether now the community will go buy the food for it. I don't know.
All right then, thank you. Sally, this is where the conversation comes to an end. We go on the news break and we come back. The sunny side continues. Remember, keyword age appropriate. It's not child labor, not punishment.
With information comes power.
We give you more power with information.